They use force to make you do what the deciders have decided you must do. They use force to make you do what the deciders have decided you must do. They use force to make you do what the deciders have decided you must do.
Hey, what's going on? This is Madam 81, and I'm back at you again. Basically, I am going to read this article by Bossip. It's from the Bossip team, Bossip.com, and it says new P&G ad digs into harsh racial biases. PNC, the corporate behind such goods as Tide, Pampers, and Febreze, is taking another dive into racial topics with their new ad, The Look. I'm going to play the ad, but I'm going to read the article first. This is the tweet that went out, and it's called The Look. The ad was previewed at the Cannes Lions Festival and went live on their dedicated site last week. It focuses on the bias that black men are faced with on a daily basis, from nervous looks to over surveillance in retail stores. A statement from them says, "Our goal with this film is to urge people to have an honest conversation and not pretend the unconsciousness bias doesn't exist," said Geoff Edwards, co-founder of Saturday Morning, who helped create the ad with P&G. The film ends with the line, "Let's talk about the look so we can see beyond it." This is really a call to action for dialogue. You can check out the video ad here, which also features the site that lays out the multiple ways people have experienced blatant, systematic racism from the past until today. And we're going to watch the video. And that's on pg.com. This is their website. It's called The Look. And let's get into it. And that was the ad. Well done, excellently done. The first chapter is unconscious bias, education. We have dining, chapter 3. Chapter 4, shut out. And chapter 5, pools. Chapter 6 is shopping. And chapter 7 is justice. You can go over to their site, png.com, and definitely check this out. P&G, they have never been shy or shied away from expressing their views. And speaking on it. And I applaud them for that. I wish that more companies would do the same. It gives you a brief history. Chapter 2, 1957, Little Rock, Arkansas, about education and how the first, black students were for integration into schools. This is an actual photo from then. It gives you a detailed history. Well, not a detailed history, but a little bit of background. An historic Supreme Court case, Brown versus the Board of Education, which was a monumental decision. I would urge everyone to go check that out. Across America. Now we have integration and everything. I want to go back actually and start from the beginning, which was this. Okay, so that's just that one thing. Okay, we're gonna go to dining. For many, 1960, Greenboro, North Carolina. They had the sit-in boycott. That was an actual picture of them back then. Yes, 4 college freshmen. Yes. Yep, a cup of coffee. Yep. And they were discriminated against. This was a protest, picture of protest. In 2018, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I like that sign. Right, basically. And it just gives you a brief, meaning behind that. Dante Robinson and Rashad Nelson into a famous coffee chain. One of the men were asked to use the bathroom. This was a viral video, and the 2 men were arrested, and they were paying customers. So, yeah, pretty much. Chapter 4, we're going to go to the shutout. 1921, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Wow, they were hard times back then. This is the aftermath something historic. The Black Wall Street Massacre, to be exact. If you do not know or understand, it was a time where black people actually came together and, you know, they built their own houses, banks, schools, anything that you would think of now. And it was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, more famously in Tulsa, Oklahoma. But Tulsa, Oklahoma was not the only place, by any means. And they basically went in and lynched these people. Burnt the town to the ground. It was indeed a massacre. A great tragedy that they so often hide quietly in books and magazine articles that they, you know, shepherd out every February, or, you know, to do a puff piece. We have not had anything since then. So great. In 2019, across America. Now we have this. Yeah. So let's go to chapter 5. Chapter 5 is pools. A little background history from Baltimore. We have a pool. We'll have or had a pool. I'm not sure if it still exists. By Lake Clifton, which was the name of a school. At one time, it was indeed whites only. It was definitely whites only, and not by any means was that the only place where it was whites only. Up until, I believe, integration, blacks weren't allowed to swim in that pool. But let's continue with chapter 5. 1964, St. Augustine, Florida. This picture was famously snapped. As you see, the man is walking in the pool. He is literally pouring acid in the pool. With people in the pool. He didn't want him in the pool, and they poured acid in the pool. He was a white hotel owner in Florida that didn't like young protesters swimming in his pool. They were holding a swim-in, challenging the establishment's white-only policy. Yeah. So it was, yeah. It was crazy. In 2015, McKinney, Texas. This picture was snapped. And the story behind that is a 15-year-old attended a pool party with a large group of friends. The party grew exceedingly large. Police showed up and demanded that everyone leave. When the kids didn't move fast enough, a white male officer grabbed, I'm not going to butcher her name, and this was also a viral video. He literally grabbed this young lady by her hand and slammed her to the ground. People, her friends and everything were around there, pleaded for him to stop. The officer drew his gun and waved it around. Yeah. Yep. So, actual events happened not too long ago. That also has been swept underneath for the rug. Chapter 6, shopping. And let's find out. The 1900s, the American South. We cater to white trade only. Not a fun fact, but a fact. Macy's, some of their first window displays were slaves. If you didn't know that, now you know. Jim Crow era robbed millions of their political rights, but also their consumer rights and basic human dignity. In stores, whites were always served first. A mishap. Yep. Yeah, they used to have souvenirs and postcards of slaves and things of that nature as well. Yep. Celebrating local lynchings. Another moment in history. In 2018, Los Angeles, California. It says workers at a high-end LA retailer. They had a code name, and this was all. A story was also done about this as well. This was also in the news. They had a code name for African American shoppers. Serena, an intentional iconic reference to the world-famous tennis star. According to the lawsuit, any African American who wasn't a celebrity or showing obvious displays of wealth were to be closely watched and earned the cutting moniker. True. Resources. And chapter 7 is Justice. 1935, College Park, Maryland. Another iconic picture in time, back in the day. The rejection letter. Amherst University graduate Donald Gaines Maring attempted to enroll in the University of Maryland Law School. He was smart, he was driven, and he was denied. The rejection letter stated, the University of Maryland does not admit Negro students, and your application is accordingly rejected. Yes. The University of Maryland, and you would think today, the University of Maryland, that it would have not been any type of form of racism or anything like that, you know, but not just the University of Maryland. Let me just tell you that. The letter went on to encourage Donald to apply elsewhere, somewhere separate but equal, which is code word for stick to your own kind. Now, all across America, you see the gavel. Now lacking in representation. A poll conducted by Harvard Institute of Politics found only half 18 to 29-year-olds believed our justice system was able to operate without racial or ethnic bias. and 66% of African Americans polled said that they have little to no confidence in the non-presidential outcome. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. State courts handled more than 95% of America's court cases, and though white men make up less than 33% of the U.S. population. Let me read that again. And though white men make up less than 33% of the population, they represent 58% of the state's court judges. African Americans represent only 12%. Of the 48 appellate nominations since 2017, not one has been African American. Facts. So, with all this being said and shown, I would definitely like to start a dialogue. I would definitely like to, good, bad, or indifferent, hear you, correspond with you in the chats. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. It's still ongoing. For me, that's my opinion. It's ongoing. You can't say it's better. You can't. You can't. They just found a different way of doing it now. You know? A lot of loopholes, a lot of things. Our very Constitution is set up to disenfranchise people of color and literally to, just keep us in a perpetual downward state. Now, most people would say, and I've heard this before, and actually I had gotten a comment about this, but I did not leave it on my page, on one of my other videos that I did. Well, black people, you wonder why they are where they are, because they always play the victim role, and they always, tend to, not pull themselves up by their bootstraps. Hold on. Let's look at history. How was y'all pulling yourselves up from y'all bootstraps? When y'all couldn't even bathe. Or wouldn't bathe. You didn't know agriculture. Period. At all. The wealth that mainly was generated was stolen wealth. The land that was mainly generated was stolen land. And I've said this several times, and again, the disclaimer, I am not racist. In order to be racist, you have to have some type of power. Think whatever God that you pray to, that we are nothing like you. That we are not a mere image of you based upon history. Only a very few. But be lucky. But what is last shall be first. And what is first shall be last. So saith the Most High. Alright, you guys. Drop down.